The peak of Tim Cappello's career was well and truly during the 80s and early 90s. Though his name was never well known, his iconic image and his musical talents were, given his muscular physique, unusual onstage outfits, and his distinct style of playing the saxophone. Specifically, he's best known for his brief but very memorable appearance in Joel Schumacher's classic 1987 film, The Lost Boys. The story follows two teenage brothers who are stalked by the vampires of their new home after they reluctantly moved to a strange coastal town. The film is notable for a number of reasons, and includes multiple iconic scenes, but arguably none more memorable than the beach concert scene with that strange animated saxophone guy. That guy in the scene is Cappello, an American musician, composer, and vocalist. Despite playing multiple instruments, he is well and truly best known for playing the saxophone, thanks largely to the Lost Boys, something which Cappello is both grateful for and baffled by, given the strange twists and turns, along with the brutal ups and downs, that he's experienced over the course of his remarkable life. Cappello was born and raised in the Silver Lake neighborhood of Harrison, New York. Music had a big impact in his life early on. His father was a local conductor and music teacher, which led to Cappello taking music lessons at the age of just 4. By the time he was 15, Cappello's music skills were strong enough that he decided to drop out of high school in order to focus his attention entirely on music. He was accepted into the New England Conservatory of Music. Despite being solely associated with the saxophone nowadays, he only played the drums and keyboards for his audition. It was only later that he turned his attention to the saxophone under the tutelage of jazz musician Lenny Tristano, having sought out Tristano specifically after hearing the song Turkish Mambo from Tristano's first self-titled album in 1955. In between his studies, Cappello toured with comedian Billy Crystal, playing the piano behind Crystal's early stand-up comedy act. Cappello worked for Crystal for 5 years before picking up a road gig with Eric Carmen of the Raspberries. In the late 1970s, Cappello toured with Garland Jeffries, playing both saxophone and keyboards, before joining Pete Gabriel's band. Cappello played saxophone in Gabriel's 1977 album Pete Gabriel No. 1 and 1978's Pete Gabriel 2. Despite being known for his physique, Cappello only really got into bodybuilding in the early 1980s as a means to overcome a crippling heroin addiction, which he managed to beat in the late 70s after going cold turkey. Cappello made the decision to get healthy on his 25th birthday. While visiting his parents, his niece ran away from him, upset due to his poor drug-addled condition. Later, by sheer dumb luck, Cappello happened to walk past a gym where he saw bodybuilders who looked so strong and healthy that it moved him to change his life around. Inspired by the determination of athletes, Cappello swapped heroin with protein shakes, got clean, and gradually built out what would become his distinct physique. During the late 70s, Cappello toured with Carly Simon, during which he first appeared on stage in a leather G-string, as well as chains and a dog leash, something which would later become his iconic look. Between 1981 and 1982, Cappello fronted his own pop band called the Ken Dolls. During his time with the group, Cappello began regularly performing while wearing hardly anything. In 1984, Tina Turner hired Cappello as her keyboardist and saxophonist, which led to him recording and touring with her extensively throughout the rest of the 80s. In 1992 and 1999 respectively, Cappello toured with Ringo Starr in the former Beatles All-Star Band. In addition to performing live, Cappello has played a significant role in post-production on a number of projects. With his multi-instrumental talents, he's composed music for both film and television. He penned the music for the 1987 film Radium City, a documentary about the women who worked for the Radium Dial Company in Ottawa, Illinois in the 1920s. Additionally, he composed music for 1996's Jerry Lewis' The Last American Clown, 1999's 4-hour documentary series about the Rat Pack for the A&E channel, and for 2001's TV documentary Lana Turner, A Daughter's Memoir. Despite his extensive career in the music industry, he's also pursued a career in acting with varying degrees of success, depending on your definition of success. At 6 feet tall and 215 pounds, in an era defined by muscular action stars like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone, Cappello's size and appearance made him ostensibly perfect for film and television. After his attention-catching appearance in video clips, Hollywood agents were eager to try and make him a star. Cappello was soon called by Warner Brothers to audition for a role in their upcoming project that would eventually be the 1987 film Lethal Weapon. The role was for Jack Joshua, an enforcer for the film's main villain. The part eventually went to Gary Busey, who was well and truly perfect for the role, more so than Cappello ever could have been.
May we help you? No, thank you.
In a strange twist of fate, Cappello was late for the Lethal Weapon audition because, although he got to the lot on time, he was transfixed by a new song playing on the radio, so much so that he wanted to wait to hear what the song was. At the time of Cappello's audition, Warner Bros. Was also in pre-production stage for The Lost Boys. After his audition for Lethal Weapon, a Warner Bros. Producer and publisher who Cappello had never met, Joel Schumacher, recognized Cappello as having worked with Tina Turner. Schumacher took Cappello to The Lost Boys' office, where he met Schumacher, who immediately offered Cappello his role in the film. A few weeks later, Cappello read the script for The Lost Boys and was given the opportunity to write a song for the movie. Cappello teamed up with Rod Stewart's songwriter Jim Cregan to write a song based on things in the script, which didn't go well. Ultimately, Schumacher suggested that Cappello should do a cover of the song that Cappello had heard the day of his audition and fallen in love with, I Still Believe, by The Call. After adding various saxophone parts to the original version, the song was recorded in just a few hours. Filming for Cappello's scene in The Lost Boys was equally uncomplicated, with the shoot taking just a few hours. All up, for his role in the film, Cappello put most of the thought into his character's look, as he made his own clothes, with no assistance from wardrobe, nor any direction from Schumacher. Cappello tie-dyed his pants pink and purple, bought chains from Home Depot, and oiled himself up, all of which unintentionally captured lightning in a bottle, with Cappello's iconic look and intense performance, despite his relatively brief appearance. For The Lost Boys, Cappello played the role of beach concert star, a bare-chested singer-saxophone player performing a song when one of the main characters, Michael, played by Jason Patric, first sees the mysterious love interest Star, played by Jamie Gertz. The scene unintentionally served as an iconic snapshot of a time and place in 80s pop culture history. Beyond The Lost Boys, Cappello has also acted in a number of movies over the course of his career. In 1987, he played Nico in the Bob Dylan film Hearts of Fire, about a reclusive former rock star and his relationship with his young female protege. In 1989, Cappello appeared briefly in the movie Tap, about a man recently released from prison who must choose between returning to a life of crime or following his passion for tap dance. In addition to various movie roles, Cappello also starred in a number of TV series. In 1987, he twice appeared in the drama series The Equalizer, which ran from 1985 to 1989 and follows the adventures of a retired intelligence agent who uses his skills to exact revenge on behalf of innocent people in danger. Cappello appeared in the episodes Interview and A Place to Stay, in which he played a roadie and a shopkeeper respectively. Also in 1987, Cappello appeared in the classic action series Miami Vice, which ran from September 1984 to January 1990 and follows two detectives working undercover. Given that the show was known for its aesthetic, which, unlike previous police procedural shows, was highly stylized, drawing from the 80s' distinct look and sound, all of which made Cappello a perfect fit for the show. He appeared in the episode Teresa, which also starred a pre-famous Helena Bonham Carter. Cappello's last role in either film or television was in 1993, when he appeared as a keyboard player in Tina Turner's biopic, What's Love Got to Do With It? The Lost Boys opened in July 1987. At the time, Cappello was on vacation with his family, who all went to see the film, and were all underwhelmed due to Cappello's lack of screen time. Despite the odd acting gig here and there, Cappello turned his attention back to music and forgot about his brief appearance in the cult film. The first time Cappello can recall realizing his character had a life beyond the film was in January 2010, when Mad Men actor John Hamm performed a parody of Cappello in an SNL digital short entitled The Curse. Cappello was immediately bombarded with messages from friends, thinking he'd be furious. Rather, he loved the renewed attention, something which he thought was going to last just as long as his appearance in The Lost Boys. But Hamm's parody was the start of something much, much bigger for Cappello. Later, in 2011, a video of a saxophone player interrupting college classes and other public scenes while playing a riff from the 1984 pop ballad Careless Whisper began circulating on social media. Soon, Cappello was getting bombarded by calls from promoters and conventions, eager for an appearance from the real saxophone guy from The Lost Boys. Understandably, Cappello was stunned at how one night completely overshadowed everything else he had done, both previous and since. Despite being confused about the popularity of the scene, Cappello was grateful for the attention, as it gave him a newfound sense of fame and recognition. Since the 90s, Cappello's work as a highly sought-after saxophone specialist had diminished significantly due to the sudden change in the style of music that had become popular throughout the era, thanks largely to a certain 1991 album. By the mid-2000s, Cappello was practically out of work and all but forgotten by the music community. Ultimately, all the attention from Hamm's parody gave Cappello a second chance at fame and led him to fulfill his dream of finally making a solo album, which he released in 2018, entitled Blood on the Reed. Also in 2018, Cappello was featured, along with singer Indiana, on the British synthwave band Gunship's single Dark Old Day from the album of the same name. Additionally, in 2018, Cappello played saxophone on the Netflix variety show The Break with Michelle Wolf. In 2021, Cappello appeared in the Netflix docu-miniseries Worn Stories, inspired by Emily Spivak's 2014 book of the same name about people of various ages, race, faiths, and genders sharing their stories about pieces of clothing with deep meaning to them. For Cappello, fittingly, his treasured piece of clothing is a codpiece that he got from Tina Turner. Cappello tells how the garment radically changed his life, not once, but twice, as it first gave him a sense of identity on the stage, then again gave him confidence when he regained fame later in life. Cappello's performance in The Lost Boys was always supposed to be cheesy and fun, although it's a moment that Cappello forgot about soon after it was filmed. He's clearly grateful for the unexpected opportunity that it gave him later in life, as Cappello has made the most of his second chance at fame. Fittingly, with his newfound fame in the 2010s, Cappello immediately began performing and touring regularly, in between numerous appearances at fan conventions, while pushing merchandise emblazoned with the name of the song that both made him famous, but also served as his motto for life, and the reason why you should never give up.
May we help you? No, thank you.